Greetings all. Wanted to do a very quick follow-up to the last Spirit video that I put together. I did that one primarily to compare and contrast the differences since CIG released conflicting information. But now I just wanted to talk about what would you do with them, would you buy it, and also since CIG's now corrected some of that, I wanted to bring that up. So why don't we start there? So first off, love the subtle dig to, yeah, this is supposed to be a competitor. Boom. Blow up the Drake Cutlass. So, any case, corrections. First off, this says 48 SCU, but neither of these do now. Cargo capacity, NA. Cargo capacity, NA. They also clarified the weapons. It is now stated here, as speculated in the last video, that all of these have 4 size 3 hardpoints. They have gimbaled size 2s in some of them, and they have size 3 laser cannons in the ones on the wings. But it has 4 size 3 hardpoints. They also clarified the missiles. It has 2 size 2 dual racks, and it only gets 4 total size 3 missiles. So instead of the 10 missiles they had listed before, it now says it only gets 4 missiles here on the website. So there's that. Now, would you buy it? Should you use it? What would you replace it with? On the C1, and this is where I'm going to spend most of the time because it's a direct competitor to the Cutlass Black, I'm going to make this real quick. The Cutlass Black, as anyone who's used one, has kind of a thin hull, and you can shoot bits off of it pretty easy. They both have size 2 shields, but I think the Crusader ship is going to have better hull. It's not going to be able to tank by any means, but it's going to have a thicker hull probably than the Cutlass. The Cutlass, however, comes more well armed. The 4 size 3 missiles that I was talking about before, the Cutlass, looking over here, gets 8 size 3s and 8 size 2s for a total missile complement of 16. And if you're trying to ply your way through a few VHRTs on your way to a better ship to do those in, these missiles are going to be huge for knocking out the occasional hurricane or two. So, it will have the same pilot control weapons as a Cutlass. It's not going to have this manned turret, so none of that multi-crew type of ability. And you're not going to have near the missile complement. They both get their tractor beams, though. So that's something. Then, the only other thing I want to talk about was, can it fit a rock? Because that seems to be a huge bit of controversy. I think it's generally accepted they can take the Cyclone and certainly the Greycat STV, PTV. But can it take the rock? There's been some controversy because people have done some size comparisons. So let's take a look at that real quick. The height of this ship is 15 meters. And only so much of it's devoted to the cargo bay and the ramp and all that good stuff. The garage, basically. The rock is only 3.15 meters in height. However, how it's going to fit in this thing is a little more interesting. Because, look at this. So here's the concept art. Here's this guy standing. So past these doors is going to be the small vehicle bay. One, it doesn't look that long, but hopefully that's not a deal. But here's the top of the garage door. There's a lip here. Well, that ain't 3.15 meters. And I could see where that would throw people off. But it does rise rather sharply once you're past the lip. And here's why I think it's probably not a problem. And yes, I know I'm basing it off of concept art. Look at this photo. This photo shows the lip way over the ramp. So I think you're going to drive it right up and in. Because the ceiling will be much taller then. I don't think it's going to be a problem at all. And I don't think they'd have released it as a competitor to the Cutlass Black unless it could fit a rock. But that's just my speculation. It has been asked on Spectrum whether it can fit a rock in a Cyclone. So it is on the Q&A right here, as a matter of fact. And so we'll probably get an answer to that. Hopefully soon. Anyway, that's my take on that. Should you take it over a Cutlass? I guess if you're really missing those missiles, sure. Or want to bring the occasional friend. However, I think it really comes down to the look of the ship. And if the worst comes to worst, and for some reason it can't take some of the vehicles that the Cutlass can take, then I guess you upgrade to Connie Taurus, and now you can do all that stuff. Which is basically a Cutlass, a super Cutlass Black. If the Cutlass Black were Bruce Banner, the Connie Taurus would be the same ship, but as the Hulk. So, in any case, way more firepower, all that. But I won't turn this into a Taurus video. That will probably come later, because I love that ship. So, now we go on to the E1 and the A1. They're both specialty ships. I'm going to make this quick. E1, it's a flex ship. Passenger gameplay loop isn't in play yet. And honestly, this looks awesome. Occasionally a buddy of mine and I go out to do bunkers, and he has Connie Phoenix, and I get to ride in the back in the cushy chair and take in the vistas through the nice views of all the the moons and the planets we're going over, and it looks great and it's awesome. And I definitely had Phoenix envy, and I bought this ship. I bought it. People can call me insane, whatever. But I love it. It looks cool. I'm convinced the vehicle issue is fine. I think it'll be a cool thing to run out and go do bunkers in. So, I mean, look at this. The panoramic goes right up over the sea. It's going to be great. Anyway, I'll stop gushing about this. As far as its future use, who knows? I mean, okay, it's a mini Starliner. I mean, I guess I get a taste for that, but that's way down the road. I'm not too worried about it. It's a Flexmobile. Next one, A1. A1's weird, because A1, the bombs, how good are they? Don't know. I bet we'll be able to group them up like the missiles that we can group up now. My main issue is flying into contested airspace with this thing. With only one size 2 shield, and it only being so big and thick, we better have air superiority over a place that I'm dropping bombs on. Or I guess if I'm just being a troll. There's that. But if I'm flying over contested airspace, or God forbid they have air superiority, like we sometimes encountered in Jumptown when me and my org were out doing it, yeah, I don't know that I'm getting through with those bombs. And the A2 it worked because it's a big chonky thing and it can take a hell of a beating, and you're probably going to get to the target before they kill you. But I don't know. It's a cheaper entry. I bet it'll be priced somewhere around the Eclipse or just under that in game. I mean, you can get an A2 for 5.6, but I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. I don't really have a recommendation, especially when we're talking about other people's wallets and budgets. So that's it. That's my take. Talk to you later.